And where I'd like to start with it is the common view and the common presumption of you and I having a conversation to begin with. And the common presumption, or the fundamental presumption, would be that I, this body and mind here, experiences that body, mind there, and this world there. That I experience that. Is that true?
It's true that it's the common presumption, yes. It's true that that's the way things seem to be. Almost everybody would conceive their experience initially. The fundamental presumption is that experience consists of a knowing or perceiving subject here, this, in here, looking out, and that it's looking out at something or someone out there, some kind of an object. So this, we could call it an equation. The subject knowing or perceiving the object is the fundamental presumption that underlies almost all the thinking, and therefore the subsequent feeling, and in turn the subsequent activity of most people in the world. So this fundamental presumption of a subject and an object is the building block, the cornerstone, as it were, for almost all the thinking and feeling, and therefore the acting that follows in its wake. So yes, that's how things seem to be. That's how our experience seems to be. So all we're doing here is looking at our experience and trying only to try and formulate something, to say something that is only in line with what is actually true of our experience. To start from experience, not from anything we've heard or learned. In other words, not from memory, not from ideas, although of course we're using ideas, but to start from experience. And when we say experience, we mean just this. There's nothing else available to us at the moment that we could explore other than this current experience, whatever that is for each of us. To start anywhere else would be to start with an idea or a memory or a belief, something we had heard, something we'd learned. So let's just start right there with this current experience, whatever this seems to be. And what this seems to be is that I, as a person, located either in here or as this, am looking out at this scene: tables, chairs, windows, doors, hills, sky. And all these things or objects that are seen or perceived are considered to be something other than what I am. I am whatever it is that is knowing or experiencing or perceiving this object or other or world. And it is precisely because this apparent object or other or world is perceived that we know it is not what I am, but I am that which knows it. Mm-hmm. So if we really explore that, we get to a point where we reach a very interesting question. Well, what about this body then? Because I'm whatever it is that is knowing or experiencing this apparent world, but I also know in exactly the same way what I call this body. That is the sensations, the feelings, for instance, the tingling sensation at the soles of the feet, or the tingling sensations in the hand or behind the eyes. I know that. I experience that. Just as I experience the sound of the air conditioning or the sight of the sky. It's precisely because I experience, or I seem to experience, the sky as an object that I know that is not what I am. The sky may go. It may not be perceived, but I, whatever I am, remains. Hearing the sound of the fan, experiencing the chairs and tables. Indeed, the fan may turn off. The tables and the chairs may not be perceived, but I, whatever I am, remain. But exactly the same goes for the body. The body also consists in our actual experience of sensations and perceptions. They are known by or experienced by, this is the way it seems, by myself, whatever I am. So immediately here we hit a problem. We hit the first big question. Previously we think, I, this body-mind, this, perceive the world. But when we look just simply and clearly at our experience, we realize, no. I, this, whatever I is, let's leave it like that at the moment, perceive not just the world, but I also perceive the body. And I perceive my thoughts as they are still objects, albeit subtle objects, not apparently solid objects. But so immediately we reformulate our experience. Instead of saying, I, the body-mind, know the world, we say, I know the body-mind world. And this is just based on just simply looking at the most obvious fact of experience. There's nothing very, we haven't said or done anything very spiritual or mystical,
right.
or certainly not mysterious.
Right.
We've just looked at this current experience.